I think it's going to be a common theme at E3 to see controversies materialize out of absolutely nothing. Last year, it's a single scripted line from Microsoft's press conference.
Just let it happen, it'll be over soon.
The reasons behind this are pretty easy to grasp, and many of you probably know them already. Attention, and most importantly, money. If you can spin up a big nonsensical shitstorm over nothing, you get attention from two groups of people. The people who call you morons, and the morons who believe you. It's a sad and depressing loop of greed, and I think we all know the ones who are behind this. But this year, game bloggers decided to kick up one hell of a storm over Assassin's Creed Unity, whose trailer consisted of 4 male characters carrying out an assassination. This gave websites like Kotaku and Polygon the perfect opportunity to make some extra money off the conference. The cream of video game journalism made it pretty clear that they were not happy about the lack of female protagonists, and this was all eventually worsened by Ubisoft's creative director Alex Amancio's comments. It's double the animations, it's double the voices, all that stuff and double the visual assets, especially because we have customizable assassins. It was really a lot of extra production work. Because of that, the common denominator was Arno. It's not like we could cut our main character, so the only logical option, the only option we had, was to cut the female avatar. Whether you believe Ubisoft or not, the amount of work would indeed be massive, especially when you consider that games like this have very strict deadlines. But one of the reasons why this controversy got out of hand so quickly is because Amancio failed to illustrate exactly how much work it would take.
There will not be the option to be a female protagonist in Assassin's Creed Unity because it would be double the work. And the reason why I put that in air quotes is because it's the absolute biggest crock of bullshit that I have ever heard in my entire life.
Maybe asking bullshit questions will give you bullshit answers. But let's think for a moment about how much work it would take. Assassin's Creed Black Flag had over 3 hours of cutscenes. If Ubisoft wasn't lying about wanting to reanimate a female character from the ground up, that would indeed take a lot of valuable time from the production period. As for voice acting, any character that interacts with both the male or female protagonist would also require extra voice recordings just to deal with things like pronouns. And that's on top of the fact that you need 2 voice actors for the male and female protagonists. But everyone seems to be focusing on the animation aspect. Even if you don't believe Ubisoft, it's impossible to deny that voice acting would require a massive amount of time.
Really, it would have been better just to have a non-customizable white male protagonist. As much bullshit as that already is, having a fully customizable male protagonist and then completely excluding the possibility of having a female assassin protagonist in Unity. Why? I would love to know your actual reasoning.
And this leads to the end conclusion that most people seem to have against this game. Misogyny, sexism, freedom of expression, the ability to make a game without thousands of people shouting at you because you don't appease them.
The fact that you think you can get away with something like that?
And at the end of the day, they will get away with it. They will make millions upon millions of dollars off this game. One of the funny sides behind this shitstorm are the people who act betrayed by Ubisoft.
And you're gonna do this to me? You're gonna do this to your feminine identified and female gamers who love your game.
Female identified? What the fuck? Okay, listen. If no one had complained about the trailer not having female playable characters in it, none of you would hold this grudge against Ubisoft. And as someone who does hate Ubisoft for their shitty business practices and horrible DRM, I can't help but use a word I hate so much. Entitlement. Developers are free to make their games however they like. If it's Ubisoft's choice to have a white male protagonist, then so be it. How would that ever affect your enjoyment of the game?
I'm angry.
One aspect behind this all that no one seems to be focusing on is the bloody story. For all we know, the role of a male character could be integral to the game's story. You don't know that, we don't know that, and at this time Ubisoft is not obligated to tell us. So calm the fuck down. This is not an embodiment of a sexist gaming culture. If anything, you should be using this as an example of the lack of creativity within the gaming world. I mean, how many fucking Assassin's Creed games will be enough? Rather than following the lead of fucking Bob Chipman and the people who are only in this to make money. But at the end of the day, you won't. Do you know why? Because you like controversy. We all do. You can't deny it, you can't hide it, so you might as well come to grips with it. Maybe that would make the world a better place.